Welcome to Project Toons, where today we're continuing our quest of ranking and reviewing every episode of The Simpsons ever made with Season 9. Let's do it. In Season 9, Episode 1, Barney goes on a bender with the Simpsons' car after a night where he was the designated driver. When they find out their car is in New York City, the Simpsons head there to get it back. Good episode, 8 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 2, the real Seymour Skinner returns to Springfield, revealing that Principal Skinner, whose real name is Armand Tanzarian, is an imposter that stole his identity during the Vietnam War. Strange episode, 4 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 3, the Simpson family recall the story of how Lisa got her first saxophone. I like the episodes where you go forwards or backwards in time. Good episode, 7 out of 10. Season 9, Episode 4 is a Treehouse of Horrors Halloween special. In this episode, Homer battles mutants as the Omega Man, Bart morphs into an insect in Fly vs. Fly, and Marge is a witch in Easy Bake Coven. Great episode, 9 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 5, after witnessing a riot, Homer decides to buy a gun for protection. Marge and Lisa are horrified, and to make them see that guns are great, Homer takes the family to an NRA meeting where he becomes a lifetime member. I really like this episode, 9 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 6, Homer is made head coach of a Pee-wee football team and makes Bart quarterback despite a lack of talent. Good episode, 7 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 7, Apu tries to wiggle out of a prearranged marriage by saying that he already married Marge. So they both have to pretend they're in a relationship to fool Apu's mother. Good episode, 7 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 8, during a school archaeological dig, Lisa finds the skeleton of what appears to be an angel on the site where a new shopping mall is due to be built. OK episode, 6 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 9, Marge takes a job with Lionel Hutz's Red Blazer Realty Estate Agency, but questions her morals when she has to sell properties that aren't up to scratch. Not a bad episode, 6 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 10, when Bart destroys the Simpson family's Christmas tree and presents, his lies spiral out of control when he makes up a story about a burglar stealing them. When the Springfield townsfolk hear the story, they are extremely generous, and when they find out the story was fictional, they are not best pleased. OK episode, 6 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 11, when Homer accidentally rents a musical instead of an action movie, the Simpsons reminisce about musical numbers from the show. This is a unique episode, but effectively it's a clip show. 5 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 12, Bart and Homer befriend two carnies and invite them to stay after Homer loses them their home and business. The carnies eventually trick the Simpsons, and Homer has to win their house back in a game of ring toss. Great episode, 8 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 13, Homer joins a cult that promises eternal bliss on a distant planet. Eventually, the rest of the Simpson family joins and work for the leader after being brainwashed. Great episode, 8 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 14, a Springfield Elementary field trip goes horribly wrong when the children find themselves shipwrecked on an island in a parody of Lord of the Flies. Great episode, 8 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 15, Krusty the Clown changes his routine in favour of a much more edgier content and becomes the hottest comic in showbiz. OK episode, 6 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 16, Moe's financial situation is dire after spending everything on his new girlfriend. A desperate Moe turns to insurance fraud and he asks Homer to steal his car. When Homer is arrested, Moe must choose between his friend Homer and his new romance. Great episode, 8 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 17, Lisa feels her intelligence is under threat after Grandpa tells her about the Simpsons gene, which apparently turns Simpsons from being clever as a chimp to stupid, as in the case of Homer and Bart. Lisa is overjoyed to find out that the so-called Simpson gene only affects males in the family. Good episode, 8 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 18, Marge invites Ralph Wiggum over for a playdate with Bart. Bart is initially unhappy, but after visiting Ralph's house and meeting his father, Police Chief Wiggum, and all his cool police gear, Bart and Ralph become friends. I like this episode, 7 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 19, Homer gets into deep water when he joins the Naval Reserve after getting fired from the nuclear power plant. Good episode, 7 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 20, Homer and Mr. Burns go on the run to Cuba with a $1 trillion bill that Mr. Burns stole from the government many years previously. I really like this episode. Mr. Burns is great. 8 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 21, Lisa is made anchor of a new children's news show, but Bart steals her limelight and they start a battle on and off the air to become top presenter. Good episode, 7 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 22, Homer finds his rubbish not being collected after insulting the bin men, so Homer challenges the sanitation commissioner to an election, which he unbelievably wins. Finally, we come to a top tier episode in Season 9. It took long enough, but I must say, this episode was worth the wait because I absolutely love it. In Season 9, Episode 23, as part of a new advertising campaign for an apple-flavoured breakfast bar, Homer agrees to climb the Murder Horn, Springfield's tallest and most deadliest mountain. I like this episode, 7 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 24, Lisa's plans to visit the last day of the Egyptian exhibition at the museum are thwarted by Bart. Lisa ends up in the wrong side of town and Homer sets off to rescue her. Mid-episode, 5 out of 10. In Season 9, Episode 25, Marge and Homer celebrate their 11th wedding anniversary, but find the sexual spark is gone. Meanwhile, Bart and Lisa find an alternate ending to a classic film. Okay episode, 6 out of 10. Overall, I'd say the 9th season of The Simpsons is okay. There aren't any straight up bad episodes, but the fact that in my opinion there's only one 10 out of 10 episode says a lot. People differ in their opinions of when The Simpsons golden era ended. Some people say the first 10 seasons. I've heard some people say that anything after Season 8 isn't worth watching, but in my opinion, Season 9 is where the dip in quality starts. Don't get me wrong, there are lots of good episodes in Season 9 of The Simpsons. In fact, not one of them is bad. But compared to the ridiculously high standards set by previous seasons of The Simpsons, in my humble opinion, this one falls short. I hope you enjoyed Season 9 of The Simpsons ranked and reviewed. Thanks for choosing Project Toons, and please like and subscribe to join us on our journey of ranking and reviewing every episode of The Simpsons ever made. Thanks for watching.